I've learned a lot over the 4 decades of health and fitness and being in the trenches with the greatest in the world. And one of those things I've learned a lot more about and how to build better muscle is nutrition and how it has changed over the decades. And that's why I have the Titan meal plan for you guys out there that are confused about nutrition. I'm going to set you straight. Get a hold of me today. The link will be in the comments down below for you guys. Everybody, get over to the Titan meal plan, and I'll see you in the Titan crew where I will fine-tune any difficulties that you're having. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Mike O'Hearn Show right here on Generation Iron. It is Friday. It is a big shout out to everybody there around the world that get to see this. I have, again, sitting down with me, a dear friend, Big John here, is the CEO of Titan Medical. Again, Titan Medical is an HRT, TRT company that helps people around the United States optimize their health to the fullest potential. Thanks, right, Johnny, for being here.
Thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it as always.
I just hope that more people that are going to listen to what we have to say today. Oh, hi. It's just they're going to apply it to their lifestyle. Because I know that you guys been talking on Titan Tuesdays about all these different things that you could add to your health, no matter where you are in life. You could be young, old, women, men, whatever. We're here to help. But today, I want to bring up the women, raise this life up a little bit more, you know, the podcast up, and talk about the women out there. I got a lot of DMs. And, you know, I've sent some your way, John, some of the girls that reached out to me, and I have a few more to send to you guys. But they have questions because they don't know where to start, what to do. I got someone that's waiting for me to get back to her. She said, I'm doing your friend. I'm doing my blood work. What should I look for? And so they just don't know. So I get a lot of DMs, and I'm not going to lie to you. Some of this stuff, I don't know the answers to. I wish I did. And that's why we're here today. So you could lecture not only me, but also the women out there. And guys, you could apply this and bring this to your wives and girlfriends, because it's going to be very, very, very I guess
beneficial.
It's gonna add
don't feel bad not knowing, because
yeah.
That's why I got John here, because I don't know this stuff either.
You could actually really accentuate what makes sense, what doesn't make sense, and here we are. So girls, get ready. We're getting on this horse today. I'm excited.
Let's do it.
Yeah, so we do have questions, right?
I do want to start off that I've been in the industry a while, and I've seen a lot of girls hurt themselves by being deep into the health and fitness world. A lot of those old coaches would just put them on 2 hours of cardio, get rid of the carbs, fats, and load them up on secondary stuff. What is, I mean, I guess give us just a protocol for what they could do to baby step this and check their health as these girls are out there. Because I know that it seems as though it's a very big talk. HRT, TRT is a talk with guys, but women don't realize that their hormones are the same in the sense of they can get messed up.
Yes. So, you know, for women, let's just start with women and men both have the exact same hormones in their body. So there's no differentiator. We both have testosterone, progesterone, estrogen, and such. The difference is the amount and value that we have. That's the differentiator, right? When we talk about hormones, there's more masculine hormones, there's feminine hormones. So when we talk about masculine hormones, we talk about testosterone. So females, yes, you're going to have testosterone, but at a lower level, because we don't want you to have masculine traits, right? And that happens to a lot of girls in the fitness industry because they get put on a program and a protocol that changes these things and takes away the femininity from them. But after that, then, you know, we talk about the way that you're feeling, like energy and sluggishness and, you know, body fat putting on and how to correct this stuff. But I think blood work is number one key for anybody, just to make sure that everything's going on inside. And at that point, checking the blood work, making sure that you're getting the right tests, because that's the other thing. I see a lot of places out there that say, oh yeah, we have full in-depth blood panels. And I look at the blood panels to see what labs are on there, and it's really basic stuff. It's not a really in-depth blood panel, which would cover all the bases per se to start somebody on hormone replacement therapy. But, you know, I mean, females, you know, when you go down that path and you start doing some of these different things, you know, that can lead you down a path that you're going to stay down the rest of your life, because some of the different things that can happen if you're on wrong doses per se of testosterone. So I see it all the time. I see it on a regular woman that goes to a general practitioner, or they go to an HRT clinic that does pellets, right? And Titan Medical Center will never do pellets. And I'm going to tell you guys why and what we see come from pellets. So pellets.
Yeah. Can you tell us what a pellet is?
Sure. So a pellet is just exactly what it means. It's a little pellet about that big. Okay. It's like a little bar almost. Mm-hmm. And those pellets have different dosages of medication. So they load you up with these pellets for a 3-month run. Okay. So you're getting loaded up. Let's say you're low on testosterone. You're getting testosterone in there. You're getting estrogen in there. If you're a female, possibly progesterone in there. So there's different things that they can put in these pellets, but those major hormones. And then what they do is they cut a little slice, usually in the buttocks, and they insert these pellets in you. It's kind of like cattle. They used to do it back then.
We're not talking about that.
So they insert these pellets. They stitch it up or whatever. It's like one stitch or whatever. It's real simple, real easy to do. So it's good to go, right? So everybody in theory thinks, oh, awesome. I've got these pellets inserted. I only had to go to my doctor one time. I don't have to do injections. I don't have to do creams. This is going to run its course. That's awesome. So what happens is everybody's body is different to a certain degree. And the absorbency of how those pellets are going to absorb can absorb differently in different people. But majority of people, this is what happens. Their hormones spike up. I mean, fast, like a roller coaster, right? And then what happens is over time, over those 3 months, it just keeps going down, going down, going down. So as you're going through those 3 months, you're feeling worse as you're getting to the end, because your hormones are going to be deficient again. But at the beginning, what happens is they're spiked up so high. So I've seen females come back with a total of 900 in their testosterone ranges. And these are not competitors, not fit. Clear. These are, at-home wives that just wanted to lose some weight and get.
So they didn't mean to do this, though. They didn't mean to get to that level of a 900.
No, they didn't want that. They're trusting the doctor with blind faith. Me and Shreese talk about it all the time. Before I went to Titan Medical Center, before I got to look behind the curtain and see what who was running Oz, at that point I had blind faith. I go to my general practitioner. I say, hey, listen, this is what's going on. He looks it over. He diagnoses. He puts me on the protocol. I follow it to a T because that's his job and that's who I trust. That's how we've been taught all our lives. You trust these people and they're going to do what they're supposed to do, aka teachers, doctors, lawyers. And come on, there's bad ones, there's good ones in anything that we do.
We're learning all this being a first-time father. So I understand the metaphor. Truly do I understand it.
For sure. So, so that's the problem. And then if their levels stay at that level, they start getting these negative side effects, deepening of the voice, right? No girl wants to sound like this. They just don't. The next thing, hair. They don't want hair growing in places that usually don't grow or getting thicker in those places, aka the mustache, the beards. I mean, I've seen it all, on their body in different places. They don't want to start getting hair on their chest. I've seen that happen, So the other one is clitoral enlargement. So that's another one that, basically, I don't know if anybody's seen it. I don't want to be too graphic about this, but, it's like a baby pee-pee. So at that point, it sticks out. And this is something that
I'm gonna
males don't want to deal with. Like,
I'm gonna laugh about this one because when I was competing back in the day, I've heard people calling it baby carrots.
It's what it looks like. I mean, literally Google it after this.
You might have to edit this part out, you two.
Industry, yes.
I'm sorry.
What is
It's
that?
true. Like these are real life things. It's not even being funny or being it's something that somebody have to deal with. And if they have a boyfriend, a husband, and they don't like this stuff, and they see this is going to be a turnoff for them, and this is going to wreck the relationship.
For a second, so I know we talked about the pellets, and it gives you a big boost at the beginning, and it kind of dies down over time.
Yeah.
So the preventative to this would to be able to be more frequent, maybe do the shots instead of doing the pellets, and because the side effects, obviously, in anything you do, any kind of medication, you don't want the side effects. And this sounds like when it comes to the girls, the hair, I'm assuming they don't want body hair. The baby carrot. I don't think they don't want it, or their boyfriends want it. Hey, whatever floats your boat. But I mean,
the deeper the voice, they sound deeper than us.
Yes. Can these things be fixed, or is it try to get in there? I mean, obviously try to get in there and not have this from the start, but what is the protocol? And when these things do happen?
I think they have to have done surgery on clitoral enlargement. Deepening the voice, I don't know how you're going to come back from that. Once you do it, it is. I mean, the hair thing, I mean, maybe if you slow down the testosterone, the levels start lowering down, you know, it might not grow as thick or as fast. But the other, I mean, yeah, you're going to be stuck with some of these different things. That's what I'm saying. It's something that you're not going to be able to come back from. So there is no.
Don't go in with blind faith to just any company and go, hey, this is what I got to do. Go in there and really talk to them. When you guys work with women, and I imagine, again, all ages, and I know that Mona's in her late 40s, spring chicken here, but those numbers are continuing to change. What is her protocol with you guys time-wise to get in there and see you if she starts medication?
Yeah, so protocol-wise, if
she sees you guys, hey, here's the protocol here. Come back in 6 years.
Gotcha. Okay, so what would happen is obviously if she did the blood test and we seen, let's say, low testosterone, low estrogen, low progesterone. So what would happen is we would put a treatment program together that would be personalized for her. So different dosages for different people, depending on where the number's at, what the symptoms are. That's first thing. It's not just a number basis. We're not just going to look at a sheet and be like, oh, your number's here. That's what you're going to get. No, we're going to listen to you and see what are the complaints, because those complaints can correlate with the number, or they might not correlate, and we might need to look at some different things. So at that point, you're going to go on a program. Now, through Titan Medical Center, we have all different types of options for transportation rate of these different medications. So one would be sublingual. So they put it underneath their tongue, it sublingually goes inside their body. At that point, they're getting probably about 70%, I would say, of the medications. They're getting that effect, and they would have to do that treatment daily. Okay. There's creams too. There's creams and gels we have. Some females like to do that, and they rub it on the certain places in their body where they have the less hair, and that works for them every day. If that doesn't work, either one of those, then we do have injectable testosterone for females. And it's not the same dose a male would get, not even close. We're talking about maybe 2.5 milligrams to possibly 5 milligrams tops per week. And we need to look at some different things because of that. Because even on the pellet side, the thing about it is once those are inserted in your body, there's no getting off of that train or ride. You're on it till it ends, right? Till they absorb it and through. But with the other transportation rates, sublingual, cream, injection, you can change that dosage and frequency right away. Hey, listen, we just got this test back. All right, you're going to dial it back to this, and we're going to start it this week. And now you start, and you're good to go. For that, like let's say a testosterone, they insert testosterone pellets in a guy, and his estrogen's through the roof. Well, now they're going to have to give him the anastrozole or the aromatase inhibitor anyway if they're on pellets. But at this point, you're already doing it this way. So I mean, that's what I would do, and that's kind of why we don't do pellets here, because it's easy to do pellets. It's a big money thing. You one time in, boom, you get a couple G's, and they're out the door. We'll see you in 3 months, and you just keep rocking and rolling like that. It's a lot harder to dial somebody in like this, I would say, or at least take care of them the right way. To do it with, like I said, creams, gels, sublingual, or injections. I mean, those are different. For guys, there's going to be an oral form too. There's undecanate testosterone that just got FDA approved. So at that point, you're talking about an oral, or it's not going to go oral because that would be toxic to the liver. It's going to go sublingual too as well. So at that point, there's a lot of benefits for that for guys that don't want to do injections. Or people that cannot keep refrigerated items. Now, testosterone does not need to be refrigerated, but I've got some armed forces guys and stuff like that where they have to go out in the field and they can't be doing their injections out there. That's where they bring in some brokies, and they're rocking and rolling out in the field.
If you are confused about training, do not worry. That's what the Titan training plan is for. For you guys to subscribe to this plan, you also get the additional coaching from me in the Titan private group. Get in there today, and I cannot wait to start working with you and making your dreams come true. Let's get back to the show. jumping back for a second, I know that you said that the blood numbers usually match the person's energy in a sense. It's like your numbers are low and stuff. And I'm always curious about that stuff. Because I feel that sometimes you see numbers and then now, oh, my numbers are low, so I must be not that strong. I must not be that much energetic, because that's what goes along with it. But I see some people like Mona, who is nonstop go, but her numbers don't confirm that.
Right.
So again, is sometimes who does that reading of the numbers, and do they do the reading of the numbers identifies everybody, or does the individual represent the numbers? Does that make sense? It's like you never want to do an X-ray of a person. You do the person and see what the X-ray is, in a sense. And I've heard that a lot through back injuries. For some, I mean, one of the back injuries is one of those biggest things in sports. And a lot of doctors come back and go, you can handle this. You don't need to get your back fused together, for a lot of people. And it's cool to hear doctors say, I know what the X-ray says, but this is what I want you to do. I don't want you to do this. I want you to do therapy and so on. Is that kind of the same protocol when it comes to blood work?
I mean, so for Mona, I mean, it would be the thing. So I would not, the numbers don't always tell a story. And that's what I was saying. They don't always correlate with the symptoms. So if somebody has a 416 and they go to their general practitioner and they say, I have low energy, you know, I can't sleep, my sex drive sucks. But they're like, you know what? We just blood tested you and you have a 416 total. Now, the bottom of the scale in normal range is 364. You're normal. You're okay. And you'll just have to suck it up and go along. That's aging. You're getting older. Right now, going back to the beginning where you said Mona's numbers doesn't correlate with, you know, her energy because she's up and going all the way. Right.
Yeah.
So, you know, for me, when I started testosterone treatment 12 years ago, that's when I started. And at that point, what happened was I was working, and I didn't have my own company. I was working for a huge advertising marketing agency, and I was on the road all day long, at least 8 hours. And I would drive probably about 2.5 hours a day, at least. On the bare minimum, just to go to clients, not driving out there wherever I had to go. But this is before I had Titan. I did, you know, have testosterone beforehand, so my numbers weren't good at all. I mean, and this is like maybe like 6 months afterwards. I went in and got a blood test, and I was at 98 on my total testosterone. The general practitioner was like, "Oh my God, you're so low right now." He goes and gets me 2 mLs and injects me right there on the spot. And this is a guy that does not believe in testosterone replacement therapy. So it was just really funny. But before that, I did what I had to do. There's certain people that are wired and they're driven, and it doesn't stop. Yeah. I don't care if you're injured. I don't care if you have low testosterone. I've seen it a million times over and over. I've lived it myself. Now, obviously, the thing about it is this. We get a lot of people in here that say, oh, I don't have low testosterone. I'll get it checked anyway. And they come back on the lower end or low. And like, well, I don't feel like I had low testosterone. And we're like, listen, you bought a brand new Cadillac in 2000. You upkeep it. It looks awesome. You drive it. Thing's a cream puff. You go sit in a 2023. You tell me the difference.
Yeah.
That's how it is. It's night and day. Once you get optimal, you're going to feel optimal. You may still be walking and rolling, but
we got some questions for you, Big Johnny, from the world out here.
Sure, absolutely. So BBC 157 is going to be great for inflammation inside the body and the muscles. There's not going to be any kidney problems or issues. It's called BPC, which is body protection compound. That's what those 3 letters stand for. And it's supposed to actually help defend the organs. I don't know if that's a fact or not, but I know it will not damage kidneys. I've been on it. My dad's on it. Nephrologists know about him being on it. And we've got many type 2 diabetics that are on it. It's not a problem. Kidney problems, depending on what stage you're at, you really want to be careful though, because even with kidney disease, you can only take so much water. You can only eat so much protein. If you go over those amounts, then that can cause problems with the kidneys too as well. So that's going to be fine. As far as the GH should not damage kidneys usually. You're not putting a lot of harm in the injection. Is not going through them as far as that goes. And you know, if it's prescribed, you know, I don't see any negative effect to it. But, you know, you just got to make sure that it's prescribed and you know what you're doing. But as far as the weight coming down, that's awesome. That's almost 108 pounds, 118 pounds. That's crazy.
We did the amino acids as well on where I was at. And even though I was taking some of these amino acids, I was still deficient,
Yep.
which
Yep.
blew my mind.
There weren't many, but there were a couple. And definitely when I see more people and, the regular Joes that come in and do their blood testing and do this test, there's a lot more deficiencies. So what the amino acid test does is it tests all the amino acids that are in your body, non-essential and essential. So we're going through everything. We can see everything of where it's at. And we can say, hey, listen, you're low in this, you're high in this. You need to fix some different things. Take some supplementation. You can do some injectables, whatever you want. But this will definitely benefit you. I mean, amino acids are the building blocks of protein in the body. I mean, they are the sequences result in a whole bunch of different things that go on through the body. I mean, when we talk about growth hormone, it's 191 amino acid sequence. There's just sequences of amino acids, BPC 157, TB500. They're amino acid sequences. That's all they are. So, I think that they're key to do. Obviously, vitamins are key, and obviously branch chain, but all amino acids. We usually focus just on branch chain, right? Because all of a sudden the companies that put branch chain amino acids out, branch chain amino acids have great benefits to them for sure, 100%. But so do the other amino acids, and the ones that you can't create in your body, you've got to get from nutrition. I hear from people all the time, like they'll yell back in my life, like, "You can get this all through nutrition. You can get,
yeah,
of course you can't." Listen, I would never ever say you can't get this all through nutrition, but here's a caveat: you have all day to sit down and eat? Because I'll tell you what, the food sources aren't the same. You're not getting the same amount of these different vitamins, amino acids, and antioxidants you think you're getting from your food sources, unless they're truly organic. Maybe you're growing at your house in the soil from Italy. I have no idea, but at that point, it's true, right? So, I mean, you'd have to sit there all day, have everything planned out, not have a job, not work, and literally that is all you're there to do is eat, and then you're going to go train, and then you're going to sleep. And that's it.
It's impossible to do for people that have, a 9-to-5 job and picking up kids from school.
You're 9 to 5, or you're like us, where it's like entrepreneurs are on business, we're on the go all the time.
Right.
I mean, we eat pretty good. I won't lie, but am I getting everything that I possibly need? I'm not going to sit here and say I do. So that's why I get my injectables. I have my different things, and then I'm good. And then I can blood test and say, listen, I'm on the mark. Let me be consistent with this.
It's like, why wouldn't this individual, before doing anything, go talk to an expert like you? And so it seems like they don't take it serious. Like, no, everybody takes this stuff, so there's nothing bad going to happen, which is confusing to me. It's just confusing to me because we see, and it seems like every other couple weeks on Generation Iron, there's another post of somebody that passed away at way too young. And so again, do you see a lot of this, or is it a confusing? I'm just lost on why people are doing this. And I'd love to know, you people out there, why it is that you listen to these guys that at the gym or the girls at the gym and then just jump on it. And then,
even one more going forward than that, like I'm in all the forums on Facebook, like all the bodybuilding ones. And all that.
Remember getbig.com, wasn't it? Get Big or something like that, where everybody would go to?
Yeah. So when I'm in there, it's funny because somebody writes a question like this, and then you get 100 responses. And you got some people, they're being sarcastic. You got some people who think they know what they're talking about. And then you just have this like, what the hell is even written here? Why would he even say this to this guy, right? But it's just crazy. A lot of people think that they can just follow that advice and they're going to get the good advice and they're going to go along with it. And they're going to get the results they're looking for, right? I mean, when somebody asks me about clenbuterol or T3, I'm like, listen, what are you trying to achieve? I'm usually like, I'm trying to shred up. I'm trying to get lean. Yeah. I'm like, dude, there's way better tools that are a lot more healthier for what you're trying to do than what you're going to do with clenbuterol. I mean, just alone, T3, you're talking about ruining thyroids. This is lifetime.
The clem doesn't really bug me. It's like, all right, but the T3, you're now messing with something that if you mess up, man, there's an avalanche of destruction to your body
forever.
Yeah. And so T3, can you explain what T3 is?
So thyroxine 3. So this is, there's different things as far as the thyroid goes. There's T3 and T4 and TSH, which is your thyroid stimulating hormone itself. These things are just lab tested. So we see T3. This is inside the thyroid as far as adjusting what could happen. You could be gaining more weight, losing more weight, depending on what things are going on, lose your hair, skin. I mean, everything can be affected. Thyroid is a major, major hormone in the body as far as that goes. So people, they're like, dude, you get thyroid problems, you're going to have issues. Like I said, probably for the rest of your life. And I've seen people damage their thyroid, and man, bringing it back without medication, I haven't seen too many people do it. I mean, usually we do Armour Thyroid, which balances T3 and T4. You do have some people that, they might prescribe T3. There's different people out there as far as specialists and endocrinologists and stuff like that that might be doing some different protocols. But yeah, man. So you start messing with that, you might get skinny for a little bit.
Yeah, but it's just I worry about these guys but I can't do nothing if somebody's going to jump on again something like T3 and go, hey, I know it messes. It's like the only person that should be touching T3 is somebody that does have an issue with their thyroid relative to just the gym goer. Hey, I'm jumping on Clem and T3. Okay.
I see that all. I mean, I some of the people, what they call it and they say, and I'm like, listen, we don't judge, but we don't condone either. So if you say if you put yourself in liability, let's say you do the blood test, you have low testosterone, you're going to do the medical provider visit. You get on with the medical provider and say, hey, listen, I'm doing 800 milligrams of testosterone. I'm starting next week. Can you supplement me the rest, like 200 milligrams, and do like 1,000 a week? Like, absolutely not. Like, don't think that you're going to do that. But there are people that do that, and it's funny. I'm thinking in my mind, I'm like, you're getting recorded right now, right? And it's like, don't say. Be honest, I guess, to a certain degree, but if you're doing a whole bunch of extracurricular things, then we're not going to condone, because it puts you at liability. Like, we don't know what's going on. The whole point for us is to put you on a regimen. We know what that regimen is. We know what it's supposed to do. And if there's problems, we can tweak it. But if you start introducing things on your own or changing dosages and we don't know, then we're blindsided. Like, hey, what's going on here?
This is a response to what we were talking about. And they are going to take us up on the advice that you gave today. And so we saved one. I think this is great.
That's awesome.
Holy cow. I think that's the coolest thing. That is the goal. Yes. If we could save one
at the time.
And I don't mean save by not doing something. It's just save by not doing something silly. And there's other options for you to do it and do it under a guidance of somebody that knows, again, that we have here in the podcast for you today to talk to. Thank you for hanging out today. Always appreciate a Titan Tuesday with you, you big beast. Again, this will be on today, Friday. The show, get on over to Titan Medical. Let them know the Titan sent you and talk to Big John there. All right?
So,
thanks, my man.
Thank you, John.
Appreciate you guys.
Bye,
buddy. Guys, hey, thanks for hanging out today on the Michael Hearn Show on Generation Iron. I want to say thank you to Mona for sitting in here today. Again, for you guys, just be smart. Be smart out there. I know it's health and fitness. We want to be the best we possibly can, but we want to be this for a lifetime, right?
That's right. And for you ladies, be selfish for a minute.
Yeah, be selfish. Get in there.
Be selfish. Let's go. Let's get in there. Let's stay healthy so we could take care of everybody around us, because we have to do it no matter what.
That's it, guys. We'll see you next Friday on the Michael Hearn Show right here on Generation Iron.